The purpose of this research is to understand the benefits of peer-student teaching compared to traditional teaching. In the research questions, we're looking at how students are impacted differently if they're taught by teachers or by their peers. We're also looking at the impact of test results. And finally, we're looking at the impact of student participation. Welcome to the German 1 classroom that is taught by peer teaching student number 1. Stay tuned.
What does it mean? Grandmother. Sehr good. Der Bernard.
In this teaching session, you can see the peer teaching student number 1 teaching German 1 vocabulary to the students. The peer teacher pronounces the German word
What does it mean?
and then has the students repeat that word. They will also then try to translate that German word. If the students were correct, the peer teacher is going to give them the okay. This is done until all of the chapter's vocabulary is covered. Some of the examples are die Familie. The students will say die Familie and then say the English word the family. And there are other words that are also related to the family unit. The peer teacher also teaches at other teaching sessions grammatical applications. This session for vocabulary is to prepare students for their upcoming vocabulary test.
What does it mean? The sun. Good job.
During the peer teaching sessions, the participation of students was measured. A variety of tests were given to measure the outcomes of students' success. In this section of the video clip, I'm going to talk a little bit about data collection. I'm going to start out with the journal entries. Each time the peer student teacher taught, I entered a journal entry. And then those journal entries were compared to the lessons that I taught that day. There are 15 lessons in total. I also collected the data of the vocabulary test results from the class peer student number 1 and peer student number 2 and the teacher taught class. The SLO results are also part of the study from peer student number 1 class, peer student number 2 class, and the teacher taught class.
Past tense, right? So what's it gonna be here? You've already given C-bar or S-bar.
Welcome to the German 2 classroom, taught by peer teaching student number 2.
Bars. Now, for do, a lot of these will end in ST.
The peer teaching student number 2 is teaching in this session the grammatical applications of presens and Präteritum, which basically means a present time or past tense.
What about C and C? There, yeah.
In order for students to better understand this grammatical application, the peer teaching student number 2 is using a grammatical chart to conjugate the verbs from presens to Präteritum. This chart is commonly used to understand conjugating verbs in the German language. Here's an example of the word to be and how it is conjugated. Ich bin. I am. That's presence. Now to Präteritum, it would be ich war. Another example, du. Du bist. You are. Präteritum, du warst. You were.
That's it, yeah. Do.
It is common practice in the German language to conjugate verbs in a chart with the words of ich, I, du, you, er, es, sie, he, it, she, wir, we, ihr, you. Sie is the formal you, or sie, they.
So it's pretty simple, and that's going to be on the test, and that's about all. Any questions?
In this display, we can see the vocabulary, grammatical, and journal entry results. The findings of the SLO test results are displayed in these columns. The vocabulary, grammatical, and SLO tests reveal a variety of outcomes and don't bring a clear conclusion about the benefits of peer teaching. The measurement of participation in both peer teaching student classes were much higher compared to the traditional teacher-taught class.